Hello there guys, it's Michael here, and in this video we're going to teach you how to properly perform hammer-ons and give you a special exercise that will help you master them in no time at all. Now, hammer-ons are one of the more tricky techniques for beginners to get into because they require us to strike with speed and precision in order to trigger a note. Basically what happens with a hammer-on is you pick the first note and then you hammer on a different finger onto another note to trigger that. And what is tricky, especially if you have an acoustic guitar, is coming down with the speed and force necessary to trigger the next notes that rings out and it sustains. So here is what hammer-on sounds like. So basically what I do is I pick one note and I hammer down with a second. So the best analogy I can give for a hammer-on is coming from the hammer of a gun. If you've seen a revolver, you pull the trigger and the hammer comes down and it strikes the bullet and causes it to fire. That is what we are doing with our hammer-on. Our finger is coming down with enough force to cause the note to ring out. So to get started with hammer-ons, I want you to try this for me for 30 seconds. Put your first finger on string number 1, fret number 5, pick the string, and then hammer your second finger down. And we're not trying to do it instantly. We don't want to go like this. We're not firing instantly. You pick, let it ring out for a second, and then hammer on with your second finger. Try that 3 to 5 times. Go and give that a go, and when you're ready, I'll give you something else to think about. So you may have had varying success in trying to initiate that hammer on there, but what I want you to think about is clicking your fingers. Now, full disclosure, I can't actually click my fingers properly. That's about as good as I can do. But what you want to do is visualize and imagine, or just click your fingers if you can. As you click your fingers, that finger slaps down and causes the click sound or the slap sound. That's the motion you want to do when you hammer on. Imagine you were clicking your fingers. So as you go and attempt your hammer-ons again, pick and come down with the same force and velocity that you would do when you're clicking your fingers. So you can try that basically a couple of times with your first and second finger. Your first and third finger, which is going to be probably one of the easier ones. And then your first finger and your pinky finger, which is going to be very tricky. Now, when you're executing those hammer-ons, it's important to differentiate between doing things quickly and doing things instantly. Instantly is when you pick and you try and hammer on straight away. We don't want to do that when we're practicing. What we want to do is pick, we want to hammer quickly, but we want to wait until we are ready. So we pick, we could rate as long as the string rings out, as long as we want. But then when we decide to do a hammer-on, we come down with speed and force. So our finger moves quickly, but we don't necessarily initiate the hammer-on instantly after picking. So as long as you make that differentiation, you'll be able to practice more effectively. So I take it you've tried to do a few hammer-ons, which is fantastic, and you've probably had varying success. Whenever you are struggling, just go back to thinking about clicking your fingers. Do a couple of clicks with your fingers to get used to the speed and the velocity of your finger slapping back down on the palm of your hand, and then try and capture that same velocity as you do the hammer-on there. So now you've tried the hammer-ons a few times and you know what to do, here is my best exercise for practicing your hammer-ons. So basically what you're going to do is work on different fingers in isolation, and we're just going to throw them out like boxing exercises. We're just going to rapid fire our hammer-ons here. So you're going to go first finger and second finger, and what you're going to do is pick and then hammer, reset, pick, hammer, reset, and you can relax between each one. Pick, hammer, reset, pick, hammer, reset. Do that at least 10 times. If you're a total beginner, you don't have to do it 20, 25, 50 times. Just do it 10 times today with these two fingers, and then you're going to switch your first finger and your third finger. So you pick, hammer, reset, pick, hammer, reset, pick, hammer, reset. Do that up to 10 times. Then we'll move on to our first finger and our pinky finger. Pick, hammer, pick, hammer. Don't forget to reset and relax. Pick, hammer. So that's round number 1. We're working our first finger and hammering on to our second, third, and pinky finger. Round number 2 is where we start on our second finger, and this is going to be really, really tricky. You might have to come back to this one next week and work on it. But put your second finger down on fret number 6. Again, the frets are arbitrary. You could do this anywhere, but it's a good starting point for most people. So second finger, pick, and hammer on with your third finger. Pick, hammer, pick, hammer. Make sure you relax and reset between each one, and then go second finger to pinky finger. And I'm doing frets 6 to 8 for all those of you watching who are interested. And that's round number 2 done. Then we move on to the final round, which is going to be our third finger to our pinky finger. This is going to be a really tricky one. If you can't do it at first, don't worry. It's going to be really tricky, and you probably need to explore those finger independence exercises that I suggested in a previous video, just to train up your third finger and your pinky. But if you just do 10 picks, pick, hammer, relax, pick, hammer, relax, pick, hammer, relax, you'll be well on your way to building better hammer-ons. So guys, that's my exercise for developing really strong hammer-ons. Remember that it is an advancing technique. It's not something you're gonna need as a total beginner, but if you incorporate this into your practice routine for 2 minutes, it is gonna make a world of difference to your hammer-ons. So guys, that's pretty much it for this video. If you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button, and of course, keep up to date. I do have a free beginner guitar course available in the link in the description. It's totally free. You get access to a bunch of cool videos, which all my students at Melbourne Guitar Academy pay over $200 for, so tons of value for you there. And stay tuned, because I will be doing a video on pull-offs, which will use a similar pattern here where we reverse what we're doing and give you my best exercise for that. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.